Hey there, it's Mindy. Welcome to day 4. Today, I want you to meet someone that's very special to me. He's my caregiver, and he's my husband. Come on over here, Bill.
On TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just Bill.
This is MTV, right?
No.
You what? YouTube. Okay.
YouTube,
Okay.
not to be confused with, you know.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, Bill. So let's talk about you being my caregiver. So how did you feel when I was diagnosed with MS? How did it make you feel?
It was pretty much the same feeling you had that you described, I think, in the last episode, or your last vlog, is that I wasn't scared or upset or angry or resentful or whatever. It just was something that happened, and it was the diagnosis that we thought that, was going to happen. And I'm a big practitioner of accepting things in life, and if you can't control them, you can't. So I was pretty much in alignment with your feelings at the time you got the diagnosis.
Okay. And I think we need to tell everybody how we kind of deal with bad things in our life in general, not just with MS or anything. I think we use humor a lot, don't we, to to cover up some of the bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one of our biggies is, when we stop laughing, that's when we know we're in big trouble, right?
That's correct.
You got to keep laughing. We can find humor in everything, though, can't we? And we can make fun out of any situation. Like now, I have to go to an infusion center once a month to have an IV. And Bill, we consider that a date. That's our date day. We go there and we share a lunch. I get all juiced up and then we go, and we make fun out of that, It's you got to. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about choosing a neurologist. That's been really, really difficult. The first one I had was great, but then he moved away and we lost him. So we had to choose another one, and, I didn't know anybody that, knew a neurologist or anything like that. It was like pretty much picking a name out of a hat. And what insurance would cover, as well. So my second neurologist, I had her for 6 years, way too long.
Yeah, way too long.
Way too long. We caught her giving misinformation so frequently. Simple things, not big issues. And I think and she always acted bored every time, didn't she? She just acted like she was bored to death every time I went in there. You could tell she wasn't listening to anything you were saying. Nothing.
Here's a script. Now go be active and enjoy life.
Yeah. That was
about it.
That was her answer for everything. If she couldn't solve it with a pill, well then she was kind of dumbfounded.
Yeah.
So the final blow with that doctor was I was going to have surgery, and I'd always heard. I've read on the internet when you have surgery or any time you're put under anesthesia that it will trigger an exacerbation, an MS attack afterwards. And so I met with my neurologist before I had surgery to ask her that. And remember what she said? And she said, she laughed at me and she said, that's just a myth. That doesn't mean anything. And then a few days later, we met with the anesthesiologist, and he goes, no, when you're put under, your chances of having an attack are pretty good. So that was the final straw for me. I thought, boy, And then after my surgery, I was doing beta Saron at that time, and God, it was making me so sick. I was sick all the time. And after my surgery, I couldn't do my injections for a week afterwards. And God, after my surgery, I felt so darn good, and I just couldn't go back to that. I just could not inject myself again and make myself sick. when I was feeling so darn good. Okay, Bill, let's talk about, okay, when times get really, really bad, times have been as bad as I've been so weak that I haven't even been able to bathe myself. And Bill's done a lot of that stuff for me. Now I want you to talk about, what is that like for you, having to totally take care of me like that?
Well, it's not totally taking care of you. It's not like Mindy's an invalid, where she's sometimes, she does get that way, and have to take care of business around the house here as far as, food and this, that, and the other. But when those times come and you have your bad days and you are bedridden and all that, it's just, help you get through the day. We take it one day at a time. I'm a big one day at a time kind of guy. And so I would say recently there's a lot more good days.
Oh, heck
consistently in a row. In the past, and I can't tell if it was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever. There were some tough times, I don't want to call them a dark period, but you were pretty sick, because you have to realize when Mindy started off with, after the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, we were going to the grocery store in a wheelchair, and and she. With her positive attitude about the whole situation, she went everywhere in the wheelchair, whether it be to my son's graduation from Navy boot camp, all the way to all the kids' graduations. We'd wheel her in there and get her set up on the front row of these events and this, that, and the other. And so it's not.
But the wheelchair thing for me, it was never like a sense of pride. I never took that as a punishment, having to be in a wheelchair. I would rather be in that wheelchair than not being able to go somewhere and missing out. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care.
Yeah. So, she's gone from having to go everywhere in a wheelchair, including the grocery store, and let me tell you, going to the grocery store in a wheelchair is a team effort. I'm talking about 3 team members. Toss our daughter in there to help out. And it's a very taxing situation, because, well, that's for another episode of this. But anyway, now she, she doesn't have to use the wheelchair anymore. She doesn't have to use the cane anymore. With this recent treatment of Tesabre and everything, her balance is wonderful. I think she does have the ability to dance at some point in her life.
I don't.
Yeah. Didn't want to do that.
No.
But what I'm saying is she's gotten progressively better, and it's not so much from the treatments and everything. It's what's in her heart and that spirit that she has, positive all the time. She's had some down times, depression-wise, and this, that, and the other. But as she said before, we use a sense of humor to get through it, and it's worked quite well. So I'm kind of reluctant to be called the caretaker, like I'm a full-time nurse, around here, lifting her out of bed and throwing her in the bathtub and spoon-feeding her and this, that, and the other. She's fully capable of eating 2 pints of Ben & Jerry's every other night on her own. She can lift the spoon, put it in her mouth. She's fine.
Okay, hey now.
Okay.
Hey now.
What else you want me to talk about?
Don't give out all my secrets quite yet.
All right. Is Ben & Jerry's going to sue us, or what? Okay. Can we be a spokesman?
I'm hoping.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Bill, I just want to thank you for everything that you do.
No.
Honestly, you are the best husband I could ever have hoped for. And best friend, and I love you.
Love you too. Is this where I kiss you?
Yeah, you can kiss me.
I didn't want to do this, but I'll do it.
I love you. I couldn't have done it without you, baby. Okay, so tomorrow I want to talk about how I got from a wheelchair to how I am today. I want to tell you what medications I was on and what I'm doing now. Okay, well, peace and love. Bye-bye.